We're
Okay,
back so quickly. It's episode 108. Sorry to step on you there,
that's
Murray.
okay.
Uh, I don't know why I do this introduction every time. It's because I want everyone to find music, but that's the dream I've had for a long time. And these guys are just fantastic, right? Murray's came back last week, and I'm so glad to have him back because once again, Murray is going to flout the conventions of copyright. Go ahead.
Well, okay, so last week in our discussion of 1977, the band Bebop Deluxe came up. So, and that made me think about Bill Nelson, who was the guitarist and leader of Bebop Deluxe, and who actually has an extremely prolific career as a solo artist. So we're gonna show you his Bandcamp page here.
All right.
And these are, I believe, all relatively recent releases. And you can kind of get an idea of where his head's at, where we've got titles like The Palace of Strange Voltages, Songs of the Blossom Tree Optimists, Signals from the Realms of Light, Fables and Dream Songs, Modern Moods for Mighty Atoms, and on and on. I will just scroll through.
Wow, look at all
that guy is prolific. Yeah.
All of these albums that are available on Bandcamp.
Wow.
They all, the focus, as far as I can tell, I mean, I haven't listened anywhere near all of them, but what I have to listen to, the focus is mainly on his guitar, and he's got a unique style of guitar, which is, comes out in the Bebop Deluxe recordings, but he's expanded it, very electronic, very lots of echo and effects, but very melodic at the same time. So he's just, like I say, The Awakening of Dr. Dream, The Romance of Sustain. How's that for a guitar album? So I've been digging into these. I say I've only scratched the surface, but they're really beautiful albums, very hypnotic, very meditative, the sort of thing you can either listen to carefully or you can put them on as background music, and just go with the flow. Now, there are a couple albums that I knew before that he put out in the 80s that are not on Bandcamp. One of which was called Red Noise, which was kind of hard rock, punky stuff, very aggressive music. And then he also put out one called The Love That Whirls, which is much more melodic, much more love songs, very almost poppy songs on that, plus mixed in with a bunch of instrumental tracks. It kind of alternates between lyrical and instrumental, but it's just a beautiful album with a lot of like Eastern tunings to the guitar and that sort of take on music. So I highly recommend those two, Red Noise and The Love That Whirls, if you can find them. I don't even know if they're out there right now. But if you want the more instrumental side or a bit more experimental, or just want to, dig into some new music that expands on the Bebop Deluxe, what they were doing, like I say, go to Bandcamp and just start picking things at random.
Which brings up an ethical question that I would love to have answered, and that is it okay to play snips of music on Bandcamp, or is it the same rules?
Well, I think, okay, number one is it's actually up to the artist. YouTube takes their direction from the artist, and artists that tell them, they can tell them, no, you can't, no one can play my music. That's what Robert Fripp does. You just cannot play my music. And if anyone plays even a snippet of my music on their YouTube video, you have to shut them down immediately. There are other artists who are like, a little more flexible. They can play, so many seconds and it's okay. And then the artists that say, well, sure, you can play my music, but we're going to stick ads in the middle of your video and I'm going to get the money. So it's, it's kind of hit and miss. We can take a chance here and I can play something and see what, comes up, because I don't think Bill Nelson is going to be really picky about
the man needs more exposure. Yeah.
So let's try Theater of Falling Leaves. Thoughts Travel for Miles is the song.
Ooh, yeah.
See that sustained guitar tone that he really loves.
Yeah, I'm digging it.
Okay, well, that was 30 seconds, so let's not, risk things too much, but that's enough to give you an idea. Like I say, that sustained guitar tone is very typical to a lot of the stuff he does. But then he, plays around with it. And some of the songs are lyrics and others don't. And, I suspect some of these are, more songs, oriented, but there's just, I don't know. I really like his work, and I'm glad that there's so much of it to discover, because I'm never going to get through it all.
Even from that snippet, I'm very happy to say it sounds like he's really doing quality work still. Mm-hmm. He's been doing this a long time.
He has.
Yeah.
Bebop Deluxe was big in the 70s, or as big as they got, but then, like I say, in the 80s, he did a few good, solid solo albums, and then
I bought Red Noise.
That Red Noise album I liked a lot when it came out. Yeah.
I remember their double album. I think it was a double album. It was
a live one.
I can't remember.
That was a great live album.
Ships in the Night was on.
Yeah. Well, they did a double live album, which in the edition I had at one point, one of the albums was on black vinyl and the other one was on white vinyl.
Exactly. I had that one too. I don't know what happened to it.
Yep.
No.
Wow.
I think that was recorded I did see them once. I actually saw them open for Iggy Pop.
Oh, nice.
And,
for who? Oh, Iggy Pop and Bebop Deluxe?
Wow.
Yeah, and I was so excited to see Iggy that I really didn't pay any attention to Bebop Deluxe, so I can't tell you much about their concert, except it was about the same period as that live album. So I suspect they played a lot of that, even though since they were the opening band, they only got about an hour. So.
Sister Seagull.
Yep. That's the stuff.
Yeah. Wow, what a great episode. All right, if you take away the screen share, we will thank Murray in a larger size for bringing Bill Nelson back into the spotlight. There it is.
Well, I'm trying to get out of the stop share.
There somewhere. There we go. Yeah. Thank you, Murray. That is a great addendum to 1977. And that's episode 108. Remember, if you like Bebop Deluxe, you should know about Bill Nelson, right?
Yeah.
And that he's still making music.
Yeah.
Quality music. Check it out.